Hey folks, Brad here. I just got back from an incredible trip to the Microsoft Experience Center in beautiful Midtown Manhattan, where I was one of 35 creators Bethesda invited for a preview of the biggest Fallout 76 update ever, coming this December. We had a great time exploring the city and hanging out, but most importantly, Bethesda let us go hands-on so we could dive headfirst into everything this update has to offer. And now that I'm allowed to talk about it, I can finally share it all with you. We're talking new features, new content, a massive new map expansion to explore, and even a surprise visitor. So let's break it down. Here are the highlights of what I saw, learned, and tested in Fallout 76's biggest update yet. Get in, loser. We're going to Burning Springs. Alright, let's get to it. Let's start with the headline. Burning Springs is the biggest expansion Fallout 76 has ever had. Now, the first thing you'll notice, and by the way, you'll be able to check out all of this in the PTS starting on October 2nd. The first thing you'll notice is that the bridge in Point Pleasant has been cleared, and when you get to the other side, you'll be at the state line and ready to cross into what used to be Ohio, and is now called Burning Springs. Now, Burning Springs is not just a couple of new locations with different weather. It is a whole new region. It has a unique desert-like landscape, and with it comes new public events, a workshop, unique gear, and even new fish to catch. You might even see what we were calling Ohio Borealis at the event. I definitely do not want to undersell this. The map expansion is a big one. It takes up most of the west side of the paper map. You'll find some new NPCs like the Rust King, and you will take on new threats, including the Rad Hog, which you can actually tame as the latest camp pet. There are several cool locations in Burning Springs. I highly recommend visiting Cobby at the World of Corn, and not because I'm pretty sure he's watching me, but the most important one is the new player hub, Highway Town. It wasn't that long ago that Fallout 76 gave us Milepost Zero, and that was an interesting concept, but it never really turned into the hub that players were hoping for, and I guess probably that the devs were hoping for too. Highway Town builds on the idea and delivers the kind of space that feels central to the game in a way that Milepost Zero never really did. Highway Town is located pretty much smack dab in the middle of the new region, and from the moment you enter, it feels alive. It's not just another stop along the way, it's a full-fledged hub where I think players are going to want to come back to again and again. There are new NPCs with their own personalities and backstories, and that helps the town feel connected to the world of Burning Springs in a way that Milepost Zero never really did. You're going to find vendors here, which is a practical addition that makes it easy to do everything that you need to do to prepare for your next adventure without needing to leave the region. But for me, what really sets Highway Town apart is the atmosphere. You'll notice the constant movement of characters, the sound of conversations, and the sense that this is a crossroads where different groups intersect. It's designed to feel like a community space, a social anchor that ties the expansion together and gives players a reason to keep coming back. Think of the Nuclear Winter lobbies, or even the White Spring Mall, or the White Spring area in general. It's that kind of a vibe. One of the key locations in Highway Town is the bar, called The Last Resort. It's more than just a place for flavor. It's where you're going to meet memorable locals, hear stories that expand the world, and get leads that guide you deeper into Burning Springs. The bar adds texture to the hub, making it a spot that you'll naturally gravitate toward as part of your play loop. And tucked away in The Last Resort is a very familiar face. Somebody who takes Highway Town from being a strong hub to being the centerpiece of the biggest expansion in Fallout 76 history. We'll come back to that in the Bounty Hunt section. So, Highway Town delivers where Milepost Zero left off. It's functional, it's atmospheric, and it finally gives Fallout 76 the kind of true player hub the game's been waiting for. Whether you're there to trade, to connect with NPCs, or to follow new storylines, Highway Town is definitely a place that you will want to visit often. The other major addition in Burning Springs, alongside the new region itself, is the brand new bounty hunting system. This feature is designed to give players fresh, repeatable challenges with meaningful rewards, and it's one of the reasons this is the biggest expansion in Fallout 76 history. There are two different kinds of bounty hunts. The first are called grunt hunts, and these are just solo missions where you're going to be going after semi-powerful enemies, I guess. Think of them as quick targeted jobs you can take on by yourself. To start a grunt hunt, you'll head to the bounty table in Highway Town. It's run by a mysterious bounty hunter who always seems to know which troublemakers are out there waiting to be tracked down. Pick a job up from the table, head out into Burning Springs, and bring back your loot. Then there are head hunts, which takes things to another level. These aren't just missions, they're full public events that spawn when you accept them. Head hunts are built to be very difficult and are meant to be tackled by groups of players working together, and I can tell you, having done these, they definitely are designed for multiple players. And unlike grunt hunts, you don't just grab these from the table. You have to speak directly with the bounty hunter, and it's going to cost you 5,000 caps to unlock the hunt. that investment raises the stakes, but the rewards are really good, so that makes it worthwhile. And honestly, I think that they put in the 5,000 cap cost to make it so that people weren't just spawning them over and over, because they're a lot of fun, and I think people would definitely be doing that if that wasn't the case. One of the strengths of the system is that new bounties are always rotating. Every time you check back, there's somebody different to chase. That keeps the loop fresh and gives players of all levels something to do, whether you're looking for a quick solo fight or a big challenge with friends. So, with grunt hunts for quick solo action, and head hunts that escalate into tough multiplayer events, the bounty hunting system adds an entirely new way to experience Fallout 76. It's structured, it's repeatable, and ties directly into the new hub at Highwaytown, which makes the expansion feel bigger and more connected than ever. And as for that bounty hunter running the whole show, let's just say you'll want to spend some time in Highwaytown's bar to see who's really behind the board. One of the biggest surprises in Burning Springs, certainly for me, was the arrival of the Ghoul. That's right, not just a ghoul, but the Ghoul. Now, that's a character Fallout fans are probably already going to know, and TV audiences definitely know. If you watch the Fallout series on Prime Video, you've seen him brought to life by actor Walton Goggins. In this update, Bethesda's gone one step further. Not only is the Ghoul in the game, he's actually voiced by Walton Goggins himself. That means the same performance you saw on screen now exists inside Fallout 76. You'll find the Ghoul in Highwaytown at the last resort. And he's not just there to look pretty. He's running that brand new bounty hunting system. He's not a playable character or a companion, but he is a fully realized NPC who anchors that new system and gives Burning Springs a direct connection to the Fallout television universe. So whether you know him from Fallout lore or you've only just met him through the TV series, this update makes him a central figure in Fallout 76 and in-game lore. His arrival, voiced by Walton Goggins, I cannot stress that enough, is a huge moment, and that's part of what makes Burning Springs the biggest expansion in Fallout 76 history. I don't have anything written down for my closing thoughts, so apologies in advance if I get a little bit rambly. The first thing that I want to say is a huge thank you to Bethesda, not just for allowing us to go hands-on with Burning Springs and having a really great Q&A session and all that kind of thing, but for flying us up there, putting us up at a nice hotel, giving us some time to hang out, all that kind of stuff was really fantastic, and I cannot thank Bethesda enough. Being invited at all was totally unexpected, and they just went above and beyond. And I specifically want to call out Cammie from Bethesda and Jordan from Assembly, who really made this process super simple. It was really fantastic. So thank you very much to Bethesda for allowing us the ability to come in and take a look at this a couple of weeks before everything went public. Now, as for the update itself, I gotta say, I was a little bit skeptical when I heard that over and over they said this is the biggest expansion that we've had in Fallout 76 ever, right? I thought, how could it be bigger than Wastelanders? I have a little bit of a soft spot for Wastelanders because that's when I came back to the game. I played the game for a few weeks in the beginning and it was just really frustrating and I gave it up, and then when Wastelanders came out, I started playing again. So that's sort of the benchmark that I use, but really, this is bigger than anything that they've done before. It's certainly bigger than Skyline Valley or Milepost Zero or any of those, but it really is bigger than Wastelanders. I really like Highwaytown. Highwaytown is cool because it kind of combines what they wanted to do with Milepost Zero with the White Spring Mall, in that it has a bunch of NPCs, it has a bunch of vendors, but it's lived in a way that those places kind of aren't. So they've really learned over the years how to make the kind of space that players want to go to and hang out in and all that sort of thing. The one thing that really stuck out to me when we were all playing together at the Experience Center was how much everybody loved headhunts. People just kept kicking them off left and right. And one of the reasons that I don't have anything for some of the new quests or specifics on any of the NPCs was because the headhunts were so much freaking fun. They were an absolute blast to do. And people just kept kicking them off. I kicked one off, somebody else kicked one off, I caught the end of one as I was exploring a little bit. They're a ton of fun. And, I mean, raids are cool and all, but these are much more interactive, I guess, or they lend themselves to people playing together and having fun in a way that raids are more sort of, you go here and you do this thing and you all have specific roles that you have to play, and it's very organized and that kind of thing. The headhunts are chaotic and they are an absolute blast. So I think my prediction, such as it is that headhunts are going to be extremely popular. They are. I cannot oversell how amazing those headhunts are. And there's also some clever stuff. I'll let you guys discover that on your own. But they have some really interesting folks that you're going to be headhunting as you go into those different things. And I had no idea that the Ghoul was going to be in Fallout 76. It makes sense lore-wise. We know that he was alive pre-war. We don't know when he turned into a Ghoul. So bringing him in and bringing in Walton Goggins himself, I mean, I guess there's not really much of a way that you could bring the Ghoul in without bringing Walton Goggins in. But the fact that they did it really does speak to the fact that they're taking this whole thing very seriously, and they're taking the synergies and the tie-ins with the Fallout TV show very seriously. We even got a special message from Walton Goggins while we were there, which was great. One of the things that we did while we were there also that we weren't allowed to show you is we did a little roundtable and Q&A. And the question that I asked in the Q&A, obviously, if you don't know who I am the person who created the audio drama podcast Once Upon a Wasteland. So storytelling and the way that the story of Fallout 76 works within that universe is very important to me, and it's something that I pay attention to. So the question that I asked was, how do you balance the built-in story of Fallout 76 with players creating their own stories? Because really, every player that goes in there, regardless of how they do it, is forging their own way and they're telling their own story. And John Rush, to his credit, said probably the thing that I would have said if asked the same question. You do it by feel. And that feel is something that is developed over the course of years and interacting with the player base. And Bethesda has always been fantastic about listening to the player base and using that to figure out what works, what doesn't work, what needs to be tweaked, how it can be tweaked, all of that kind of thing. So I think that this update really is the culmination of all of those efforts. And it's the kind of thing that can only happen in a mature game like Fallout 76. I also think that it's a really good sign that they have dedicated this amount of resources to this particular update. They're not cheaping out, you know. They're going whole hog, a whole rad hog, I guess you could say, and that's a really good sign for the future of Fallout 76. So those are my thoughts. What are yours? Please feel free to drop them in the comments section. Drop a like. I don't really post videos all that much, so dropping a subscribe would certainly be appreciated. If you want to drop a subscribe, I would say drop it on the Once Upon a Wasteland YouTube channel. That is where you'll find all of the episodes of Once Upon a Wasteland, along with, of course, your favorite podcast player. So listen to Once Upon a Wasteland, play the new update when it comes out. The PTS is going to have this update available on October 2nd, which is tomorrow, based on when I'm recording this and releasing it. So, hey, get in there, play with your friends, do some headhunts, check out the Ghoul, do all that fun stuff. I really think you're going to enjoy this update. That's all for me. I hope you guys have a great time playing.